Hello and welcome to the Happy Mad Journal video. Just going to be chatting a little bit today about some of the different journals that I use. I've already made a video talking about the Keyboard Warrior journal. I just wanted to update this a bit because I've changed a few things. I still am starting at the back of the journal and I have it set up in a duotang. So these just flip up and then it's easy to take the pages out. Originally, when I started this idea, I was writing in the back so that I could take pages out and then just rip them up after I had my little vent and spew session. But a while ago, I'd forgotten to take some pages out after I'd done my venting. And I found out it was actually handy hanging on to them for a little bit, because it was a while later and I went, oh, no, I don't agree with that anymore. Oh, yep, still got to tweak a little bit here. So I'm still going to be using this versus making videos or typing comments, as far too many people sadly do. But I'm going to hang on to them for a little bit. And then it gives me a chance to review, figure out where things have changed, have improved. And I think this year more than ever, that's going to be very important to keep track of. So that's my Keyboard Warrior Mad journal. And no, I don't share it with anybody. And spelling doesn't matter, language doesn't matter. The whole point of this journal is to get out whatever's making you angry, upset, frustrated, or just not going right at the time. And like I say, the bonus to keeping that for a little bit at least is that, one, all that crap's out of your head. Two, it's not all over social media, upsetting and creating drama-rama and all that other stuff. And three, then you can look back and go, that wasn't that important after all, or yes, that was important. I need to keep paying attention and come up with better solutions. And that sits right beside me here by the computer and near my daily planner. The other journal that I keep, which I'll call my happy journal, this one on the front says, chase your dreams, you might catch one. And that's the only way you are going to catch one. Yes, Ven, that's a reference back to The Alchemist and Santiago. And if you're new here, yes, this is a running joke with Ven from Ven's Corner. And we have two different opinions about the book. I love it. He, not so much. And that's okay. And I think that's an important part of discussions as well. We all have different experiences with books. Just like with journals, we all have different things that work for us. So the important thing is, one, be true to you and find what works best for you. So with this particular journal, this is more my daily type of journaling. So I'll record what the weather was like, how I was feeling, different things that are going on, but this is not where I vent. That's what the Keyboard Warrior journal is for. So this is more just tracking what I'm working on, whether it's what I'm reading, projects I'm doing, that type of thing. And typically I'll either do that in a journal with some writing on the front of it. This one's handy. It has a little tag, so the pages are easy. Eventually, I may start making some journals to do this myself, but I have a ton of journals with sayings, and I'm laughing because, yeah, I really am a dragon, and I have my stash of journals, I have my stash of markers and supplies. If you've seen Tiki and I getting some of the craft room and the reading area done, Yeah, there's a lot of dragon hoarding qualities there, but in a good way because it means I have these now to use up and embellish crafts and different things, so it's all good. So that is one of my happy place journals. And I also make sure I don't do it every night, but I do try to do it at least every other day, no more than 3, because I've been journaling since I was maybe younger than 10. That's a lot of journals and a lot of writing, but I find it's what helps me keep my head clear, because once I write it down, it may still, twirl around there depending on what's going on, but at least once I get it out, and same with the keyboard warrior part, then I can focus on something else for a while anyway. And I'll talk more about that process when I go over The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, which I'm currently working through. I'm up to week 2, and she talks about morning pages, which are entirely different. And that's something I've tweaked to make that program work more effectively for me. The other thing that I do is a life is great because list, and I've talked about that in some of my other videos. I have a journal with a saying on the front, don't forget to be awesome today. So even before I've started doing my list, that just helps remind me of focus on the positives. I work at filling up 2 pages a day. When I first started this during my back injury, it was a suggestion in one of the books programs that I was working through. It was either The Artist's Way or Martha Beck's Steering by Starlight. I know I came up with the idea from one of those two. I just can't remember which one. And they didn't call it Life is Great because they had another name. But for me, that made sense. And it started with I got out of bed, I got dressed, and that was it for a few days. Then, of course, as I've been working through it, and now it's, I think, 12 years or more since, I can fill up the 2 pages relatively easy because I focus on everything that's going right. And it's not, my husband won the lottery, although that would be awesome. And yes, I do put it in there because, hey, if you don't put it out there, it's like if you don't buy a ticket, you don't win. And that one always gives me a laugh. But the other things I put in there are, and again, when you're doing, whether you call it affirmations or a life is great list, you always put it as it's already happened and you put it in the positive tense. So things I'll include in here could be, the sun shining, the temperature's mild, or we have snow because snow's important. That's what the little critters need for their water supply in the winter, and it melts and replenishes the water table. So it isn't a bad thing. If I'm looking at setting a goal on YouTube, whether that's subscribers or viewing hours, whatever, I'll put it in here as I've already met it. I put in here that my studies are on track, or I'm reading and writing every day. Like I say, they aren't big, huge things, but they are important to keep me in the moment and focused on what is going right and what is potentially coming in the future that is something to look forward to. I need to start doing that again. I don't do it as regularly as I do the other journaling. For a number of years, I did it quite regularly, at least every day, if not at least a few times a week, just to reset and get into that positive perspective. The last little while, as in last few years, it's dropped off a bit and it's kind of hit and miss when I do it, partly because I put more of the things that I'm grateful for into my other journal. So I'm already covering that part. And at night, I do my gratitude exercise. I've talked about that when I was going over the 21 rituals to change your life. I've done a video on that. I'll leave a link down below. And and I'm just looking up because my card's here. There are activities morning, afternoon, and evening. They're all quick and easy to do. And what I did notice is when I went through those 21 exercises, I already do 17. I just do them differently. The last thing I do every night is go through my entire day from when I woke up to when I'm doing my gratitude exercise, and I go through the day anyhow. So now instead of just stressing about what didn't I do, did I say something stupid, blah, 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 I'm going through specifically looking for blessings, what went right, and gratitude. Whether that's, I saw a cardinal today, I had a good snuggle with Zena, I finished a book. Again, I'm not looking for big world changing things. It's everything to be grateful for, because no matter how cuckoo cuckoo the world gets, and it's getting cuckoo cuckoo, there are still a lot of good things and good people to be grateful for and acknowledge and be in the moment and recognize that. So I do that. I ask for guidance and support for the following day, and then I go to sleep. And there are a few times I've been like, yeah, it's good. I do my gratitude in the moment throughout the day. But I find now it's become a habit because it's been over a year since I started doing that. And it was before I read the 21 Habits book. And it's a habit now. So, and my insomnia is nowhere near what it used to be. And I've had it all my life. So, it's a strategy that I personally do that just helps. So between that, my life is great list, and my happy journal, there's a lot to keep me in the here and now and be grateful for and what's going right. Things that come up that may irritate or stress me out can go in my keyboard warrior journal, and then it's out of my mind. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you journal? Do you find it helpful to just get it out so that it's, off your brain for a while and you can focus on other things? Do you have some other helpful strategies or tips to deal with stress and worry? Be sure to put that in the comments down below, because I do know viewers also read comments as well as watch the video, and you may have a tip or suggestion that can help someone else. Until next time, be sure to take good care.